talk about tables today. Come up with a new table system that I think works pretty good now. In the past, I built tables pretty much from 4x4 legs, 2x4 structures with a piece of 3/4 inch plywood screwed to the framing of it. And these tables were really heavy and really permanent as far as not being able to move them around. They're very heavy and permanent tables. Now that doesn't work for me anymore, so I've come up with a new system. This is the table I've come up with in the 4x8 configuration. It's got two A-frame legs, and it's got a center structure here to support the table so that you don't get sag over time if the table stays up for a long time, because they will, 2x4s will sag if you leave them up for a long time. So this is the 4x8 configuration, and we're going to take this table and go to a 12-foot configuration so you can see how easy and versatile it is to make the change and not have to be locked into a table system that's permanent in your workshop. Because if you go from building small stuff to big stuff, you're going to want a table that breaks down, gets out of the way, so that you can have a large item in your workshop and not be constrained with a permanent workbench in your space somewhere. So I use clamps just to hold the half-inch particle board table in place, and so it doesn't slide around while you're using it. This is half-inch particle board. This is it's basically subflooring that people would use in their house. It was $16 a sheet. They had other plywood or other particle board that was $29 a sheet. I couldn't figure out what the difference between the two particle boards were other than $9 or $10. So I went with this particle board here, and it seems to be pretty good so far. So as you can see, the board was only held on with 2 clamps. You could go 4 clamps if you wanted to. But 2 would probably suffice. So we're just going to set this out of the side for the moment. I got time. Okay, just like that. Alright. So these boards here, they just lift up and out of the way and stow off to the side. Now this garage has a slope to it, so it's lower here than it is up there. And if you're the kind of builder that likes to have a table that's level, cedar shims on the low side will bring the table up level. So those are pretty handy. So the table basically consists of a center section. And the center section has wires for rigidity. These are 3/16 inch turnbuckles. This is 1/16 inch wire. It's the or cable, whatever it is. It's the thinnest cable you can get. It's more than enough to create some strength. What we're doing, the legs are just A-framed with wire structure on both sides. Again, the 3/16 inch turnbuckles. These eyes have a small aluminum plate for a little bit of backup to help the wood from breaking out. Just little pieces of 025 aluminum, like that. It's a pretty handy deal. So let's go to the 12-foot configuration. And I've got the location marked on the floor for ease of going back and forth between the two configurations. And for this video, these are about 1/2-inch lag bolts, ground smooth on the top, and they're used to support the bottom and fine adjust the contact points underneath. For the 12-foot configuration, as opposed to the 8-foot, we've got 12-foot 2x4s. And I've got these set for 24 inches of overhang. Maybe 20 or 18 would be better. Either one would be fine. That's up to the individual builder, whatever they feel would work good on that. And I've got them marked for quick reference. Pretty close. Pretty close. So that's pretty level there. There. Okay. And we'll put the sheet of plywood back on, which is a little bit on the heavy side, especially if you're an old guy. You shouldn't have to do too much. Oh. Okay. I've got reference points for center. Just do that center. Center your reference points. Put a clamp back on. However many clamps you want to use. Center that. About 2 sheets. You can cut the second sheet directly in half for your 12-foot configuration. Line up your marks. The There should be a pretty clean cut there. Actually, this edge here is clean, and that is a cut edge. Still pretty close. Put a clamp on or two. Check your supports underneath here. Doesn't need much, just needs the touch. Pretty darn close. Still. And if these started to get wobbly, which they probably might, you just put a clamp on there to keep that joint together. Same with the other side, put a clamp over there. And these tables have very little wiggle because of the wire cross bracing and the way they're constructed. They came out real good. So that's the table in the 12-foot configuration. If you needed 13 feet, then you would just add a 1-foot leaf in here. That would give you a 13-foot configuration. If you needed a 14-foot configuration, then you'll have your 2-foot leaf that you can put in. But I think if you were to actually go out to a 16-foot configuration, you'd probably want to go to some 14-foot 2x4s, because you're going to have 2 feet hanging off each end that's not supported. So to go to a full 16, you probably want to go to your 14-foot 2x4s. And that's the table that works good, and that's how fast you can go from 8-foot to 12-foot, 13, 14, whatever it is you need to lay out your piece. And these are light, and it breaks down, and it can be out of your way, and nothing permanent. You can put it up anywhere you need to. So that's it. That's the table that works good for me. Again, this is Paine with Shop Talk here in Thermalito, California.